Ultralight Backpacking and Survival Tips with Steve Gilman.
So, what should you do about water if you're trying to go really light when you're backpacking? There are a lot of options. Water bladders are in big favor today. Everyone seems to be using them. I'm not a fan at all. They clog, they harbor bacteria, they break, and they weigh more than what I use. I mean, water bladders can weigh as much as 8 ounces. Most of them are probably only 3 to 4 ounces now. They're getting pretty light. But there's a much simpler solution, one that I use myself, which is to simply bring 2 plastic bottles. This was a water bottle, this was a pop bottle obviously, and they weigh about 1 ounce each. I've never ever had one break any time that I've been backpacking or hiking. They're virtually indestructible. So that's one of the better options, I think. Now, as far as treatment of water, that's a separate issue. Probably filters are necessary for longer trips, and I honestly don't do real long trips anymore. I've always used just plain old iodine water purification tablets, and I've used them for up to a week or 8 days, I think, straight without any problems, although some people do have a sensitivity to iodine, and it probably would make some people sick to take iodine treated water for an entire week. But I've never had a problem with them, and it's just one of the simplest ways to go. I keep it in my little emergency survival first aid kit. I keep a little dark bottle because iodine is affected by light, and it has the little tablets in it, and I just fill up wherever, in a stream. This one was just filled in a stream down there so I could show you. And you put in a pint, you just put 1 little tablet. There's probably about 50 in here, so that's 50 pints, which is good for over a week in any case, especially if you start with fresh water. And it takes about a half hour to be safe to purify the water. I would shake it up a little bit, put it in the pack, and usually about 15 minutes down the trail, when it's dissolved and started to treat the water, then I open it and let a little water trickle through the threads so that they get sterilized as well. They get treated. And then in another 15 minutes it's ready to go. And that's also one of the advantages of having 2 water bottles, is you can have one that you're using to drink from while the other one is being treated. So that's what I use for a water system, and it's worked well for me on every trip I've done, in deserts and in snowy country and every place else. So consider simple water bottles. You could even take one full of pop on the first leg of your trip if you want. Okay, we got a piece of black plastic here that weighs about 1/2 ounce, and I put it in a little depression here to show you that you can melt snow on here. Dig underneath where all the pine needles are to get to the clean snow. It's a way to gather water if you don't have any other source. One thing to be aware of is the wind will want to blow it away, so you're going to want to weigh the corners down maybe with a couple rocks. And this would work a lot better if the sun came out, but this will start melting. I'll turn the camera back on in a few minutes so you can see. Alright, it's been a few minutes and I threw another handful or 2 of snow on here as well, and you can see there's water collecting in the bottom here already. And the pine needles that are in here probably wouldn't hurt you, and you could probably drink this straight out of there if you wanted to. But if you had some water purification tablets, you could take this and pour it in take it carefully from the corners so you can make a pour spout, and then you could take it and pour it into a water bottle. Well, with a little bit of slush maybe. And then put your water purification tablets in it. Now, if the water's really cold, remember you want to purify it for longer than the usual 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Maybe leave it in there for 45 minutes or an hour if you've got slush in there with the water. But a piece of black plastic, handy thing to have for a 1/2 ounce. And you can use it for other purposes as well that I'll probably cover in other videos.
What happens if you run out of water and you can't find a stream or lake or even a puddle? You might have to drink urine like Bear Grylls does. And your own production may not be enough to quench your thirst, so you might have to drink the urine of your hiking partners, at least if they're not using it. But this can be difficult to swallow if you haven't done it before, so it is best to practice at home. Get a cup and pee in it. Sip at first, then try drinking several ounces at once. Now you're ready for the next step. To get used to drinking urine other than your own, and to do so without freaking out your friends, enlist the help of your cat. Wait by the litter box and catch that feline lemonade in your cup. Then take a big swig and smile, because if you can do this, you're going to be a survivor. Thank you for watching Ultralight Backpacking and Survival Tips with Steve Gilman. For more information, you can see the ultralightsite.com, the ultralightbackpackingsite.com, or buy the book Ultralight Backpacking Secrets, now available on Kindle and Nook.